Have you ever seen someone move their body so gracefully it made you cry? Someone who traversed their surroundings with such ease that they could seemingly do it blindfolded? Well, I hadn't. Until I started watching professional Counter-Strike.
He snuck through. It's godlike little Oh, mercy! Oh, he's so nasty!
Clutch potential. He's gonna go for the pit kill, picks that up. He's got to scramble up top, grabs the bomb onto sight. No way, no way. He's got it, Oh my.
The throwing caution to win, even though it's such an important moment. Run boost is out. Mayer, he gets the kill off it too. Twist head pops off.
If there's anything I've learned from recording my gameplay for this channel, it's that my movement sucks. And viewers agree. Just look at this fan mail I've received. Going through the vents is not that hard. What are you doing? I don't get how your movement can be that bad, though. Is the coordination between mouse? Good series. Can't wait for more. That being said, I couldn't help but cringe at the movement. I'm still unsure if this is some kind of shtick or not. Are people struggling this much with the vent? Okay, let me just set the record straight. I promise I was not trolling in that video. It was not a shtick. When I said,
I don't know why, but I struggle so much with getting through this event smoothly. I'm not an operator.
I meant it.
Not something
I just hadn't practiced it, okay? We'll get back to this later. In all seriousness, aside from the really funny incredulous comments, I got some great feedback and advice. A few users suggested I try some KZ, those maps that basically turn the game into a really hard first-person platformer. Now I knew the very basics of air strafing, mostly from playing a lot of Raze and Valorant, but I didn't really know the specifics. Let me go look up this Launders video people recommended. Okay, so I watched the video and this seems like a piece of cake. All you have to do is jump far as run, jump, let go of W, alternate tapping A and D while perfectly synchronizing your mouse movement in your strafe direction, and then sometimes crouch to the end of your jump. Let me go load up a KZ map and hit some jumps. Oh, crap. Alright, it was at this point I realized I needed a real plan. If I wanted to actually figure this movement stuff out for real, I would have to come up with some sort of routine that would let me measure my progress. I thought it would be useful to attempt some common skill jumps and self-boosts on popular maps to get a good idea of my baseline. So first up, here we have the infamous Mirage vent and window to cat jump. Usually when I try this cat jump, I just bang my head on the top of the window and fall down, so this is actually a way better attempt than my norm. Here's a jump you can do to get onto default on Mirage A site, which lets you get into Palace quickly. Okay, now we're on Inferno. Here's a self boost from Fountain to the top of New Box. Not even close with this one. Okay, and here's one to get on top of the half wall on Banana. Nope. And finally, here's a jump you can do to get onto these flower boxes from the balcony. I say you can do. I can't. So with that out of the way, I loaded up the KZ map Launders uses in his video. And yeah, by the way, someone told me to bind jump to mouse wheel down, so I did that too. So a lot of my issues in this early stage, I think, stem from something Launders mentioned in his video, which is that you can do a lot of jumps that seem too far by just jumping a bit later than you think you can, without even having to air strafe. Definitely something that I figure out gradually as I go through these sessions. Alright, so as you can see, I'm stumbling along here. It's difficult, but I'm making progress. And so this brings me to my first major pain point with this course, which is this ladder. Oh man, this ladder pissed me off. I did watch some videos which I understood on an intellectual level, but I just really couldn't put it into practice. Just complete failure in every single regard. I got up to 500 total fails and decided that would be my stopping point for the day and for my future sessions. I saw immediate improvement the next day, getting through that first section somewhat quickly. And I even made the ladder jump in only 177 fails. Wow. Just a few more jumps and I'll have beaten this course. This wasn't so hard after all. Hey, wait, what's this door for? Oh. All right. a whole other section. I futzed my way through until I got to this part where you have to surf and then do some ladder jumps. Oh, that should be easy. Needless to say, I made it to 500 fails without even coming close to nailing this, and my left hand was kind of starting to hurt, so I called it a night. In session 3, I made it past the first ladder jump and about 20 fewer fails than session 2. That's progress. I'll take it. Unfortunately, I ended up getting really tripped up on this crouch jump for some reason. Could not hit it. My left hand was starting to really hurt from mashing crouch with my pinky, and I was worried I was aggravating an old RSI that never seemed to fully heal. So, feeling somewhat discouraged and physically frail, I stopped. I took a day off to let my hand rest. My next session back, for some reason I got really stuck here. Over and over again, I just could not hit it, and I wasn't sure why. Anyway, I eventually got past it, and on the bright side, I got through the outside ladder jump fairly quickly. Unfortunately, I got stuck again on this dang crouch jump, making it to 500 fails without completing it. It was at this phase, with my progress clearly regressing and still worrying about my hand, that I considered calling the whole thing quits. After all, a silly video isn't worth serious injury, right? Right, Joe? Right, Joe? I let myself rest both physically and mentally for another day, and decided to give the course one last shot. In my 5th session, I sped through the outside, by my standards anyway, making it all the way inside in just 54 fails. I got past that stupid crouch jump I was struggling so hard with and onto the surfing section in just over 100. Roughly 130 tries later, I hit the surf double ladder. Take a look. It's not pretty, but I made it. On my 350th fail, I completed this course. Yes. There were some tough crouch jumps in that final stretch too. All in all, it took me several hours and about 2,000 fails to complete this course for the first time, which made it feel all the sweeter.
So it took you 2,000 tries to complete an easy KZ course that people can do in less than 30 seconds. So what?
Well, here are some things I learned while suffering through this. My first takeaway is that I think this KZ practice actually really helped. You can take a look at my progress on some of these jumps from the start of the video now. My movement is still bad, but it's a little less bad, and I feel somewhat more comfortable trying some of these skill jumps in a game. It also gave me the confidence to look up new ones to try as well. I'm never gonna be a super cracked aimer, so I think it's good that I develop these other skills that don't depend so much on reflexes and reaction time. Second takeaway is that progress with this kind of stuff is not necessarily going to be linear. I had setbacks, but it didn't mean I was getting worse. It was just taking my body time to absorb what it needed to do to succeed. It can be really discouraging to do worse than you did yesterday, but it's probably natural to some extent. The interesting thing is, I can't even really explain the trick to a lot of the jumps I struggled with, particularly these ladder jumps. My body just kind of figured out the correct movements. My third takeaway is that you should listen to your body. If your hands start feeling weird or uncomfortable, just take a break. Better to take a short break on your own terms than a very long break on your body's terms. This can be tough for me since I have the type of brain that loves to lock into things, sort of to the point of absurdity. But it's really important. Thanks for going on this movement journey with me. If you enjoyed this video, you might like this other one I made about my experience getting into CSGO somewhat recently. Drop a like and subscribe if you want to support the channel, and post your favorite skill jump in the comments. See you in the next one.